and I'll quickly show you. I've got the original, the Z-Man, the Shroom, Finesse Shroom. Got the VMC Half Moon and the VMC Barbarian. As you can see by that hook, it's pretty barbaric. And then the Majorcraft Bunter, which is part of their jig range, and these are all ranging from 3 to 3.5 grams. Now the immediate things to notice is all the similarities is, but they all have a nice little keeper, as you can see there. You know, to keep your, especially Z-Man stuff on. So that's also great. What I find with these is I'll bend them in a little bit just because the plastic tends to bunch on there, or you can just pull it up and slide it over. And then the slight difference between the Half Moon and the Barbarian is you can see the line tie is at different angles. That's and it's also at a 45 degree, whereas that's at a 90. How much difference that makes, we'll see when we do a little, well, I'll say tank test in a glass of water. We'll just see how these various baits react with Z-Man and, you know, some other plastics with air injected in them. Be pretty interesting to see. But then first off, we'll do a simple, just a simple test before we even add water. I'm going to just bounce them on the table and see, you know, how they land, you know, what stays up, what doesn't. So start off with the Z-Man here. And these are all on a bit of 4-pound fluoro. Yeah, not great. Okay, we know these will never really land on their heads and stand up because of the shape of the Half Moon. It'll be the same with the Barbarian. And then we have the Majorcraft. So there you can see it rights itself up regardless of being bounced around, hopped around. It's just because of the shape of the head, it rolls around nicely, and it's really well weighted. Right, so first up, the Ned on the Shroom, Finesse Shroom. Clearly does what it says on the packet, what it's designed to do. Next we're going to go with the Barbarian, which has a longer hook to 2.0. I don't think they come any smaller than that. One thing I will say about these, the Barbarians especially, it's difficult to rig these things properly. So yeah, this looks a bit like a crippled Ned. Right, now we're going to go for the Half Moon. For the Bunter. And then there you can see they all have a pretty vertical presentation, except for the Barbarian. And I'm guessing that's to do with its line tie being at a 90 degree. and also at a different angle to the half moon, which they'll all do the job, I'm pretty sure. I mean, yeah, awesome. Let's try some other kind of lure with air in the claws. Right, so what I've got on now is a 2.4 inch fighting claw from cool. So what I got now is a 2.4 inch fighting claw from Major Craft. Basically, it's just got some air pockets in the pincers. Let's see how it performs in his head. So we'll first do the half moon. Next, on the good old Z-Man finesse shroom. Then we'll do it on the Bunta Major Craft. They all do the job. Very cool presentation, I think. You know, we've got our own little army of fighting crawls. Yeah, they're cool. Do the job. I guess we'll get to the nitty gritty, which is price point. Right, now the only disadvantage to all these baits I've shown, yeah, you may have seen in the video there was the Barbarian. I didn't do it in all the testing, simply because the hook's a bit big for the baits I was using. But you know, if you're using bigger baits or even the standard TRD, it works fine. So disadvantage to all these is that standard jig head exposed hook shape, which is great for hookups. You know, you don't need to ram it home, just whip one into the fish and you got him. But the problem is, as well as hooking the fish well, they hook everything else well. I mean, you can see these two. So I've got the shroom and the half moon. The VMC is a slightly bigger gape, you know, gap between the hook and the shaft compared to the shroom. And the Major Craft, out of all of them, has the smallest hook, and they don't really come with bigger hooks than this, which doesn't really bother me. I mean, it hasn't got a wide gape, but what I do is I just hook the plastic really thin on the back so that as much of that is exposed as possible. And you'll be surprised what a good bite you get with some of these smaller hooks. The other advantage is it comes through cover a little bit easier. It's still going to get stuck in the thick stuff, but it's not as quickly as the other two. Now, the main advantage I'd say the shroom has over the others is it's dead easy to get your lure on, man. That little keeper is in exactly the right position, the right angle, the right thickness to literally just accept the plastic. The others, they tend to bunch up a little bit, and you either need to kind of pull the plastic and slide it up or bend them slightly shut. But I suppose the most important thing here is price point. Now for the VMC, for these half moons, you're looking at £2.80 for 4 of them, which works out at 70p each. It's not bad. The only thing is quality control. Almost all of them, the eyes are covered by this by the paint, and you need to get a hook and poke it out, and you've got some slightly rough points which might, you know, cut through your leader or whatever. Plus they're getting very hard to find. If you can find them, buy them, but yeah, there's not very many going around. Then the little Z-Man finesse shroom. Now these are £6 for 5, which works out at £1.20 each. So that's the most expensive of the lot. bets. It is made by Z-Man, and it's probably the easiest to rig the baits on. And then coming in the middle is the Major Craft Bunter. You get 5 of them for £5, which, yeah, you can do the maths, £1 each. Yeah, at the end of the day, you got to get out there, try new stuff, keep experimenting, you know, just, you know, I mean, there's other brands that do similar things. These are just the ones I happen to use and that I have in my tackle box, you know. So just keep experimenting, and just remember, there's no rules to fishing, man. Keep tight. Remember, there's no rules to fishing. Tight lines.